Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
And Joanne, who makes this wonderful doll every time we go and watch whales. Yeah, Joanne. And we're in their guest house. They've been so kind to us. So kind. Jai. All right. So let us start with our pranam mantras to Prabhupada, then the mantra to the Panchatattva, 5 features of the Absolute, and then we'll to the 2 features of the Absolute, Radha and Krishna, and then we'll get on to our invocational verse from page 1, introduction. All right. Nama Om Vishnavadaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Parichadini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatari Shakarini Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sorry, Hare we'll go to page 1, the introduction. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
I was born in the darkest ignorance.
My spiritual master opened my eyes.
My spiritual master opened my eyes
With the torch of knowledge.
with the torch of knowledge.
I offer my respectful obeisance unto him.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
Okay, so Vaishnavi, you are our host. Can you please let us know what verse we're on today?
15th in 12th chapter.
Okay, so 12th chapter, one of the shorter chapters from Bhagavad Gita, but still significant. And this is called Devotional Service, and we're on text 15. Okay, this is the chapter that deals with concessions, showing God's compassion. All right, so I'm going to start. I'll go through the Sanskrit, and then I'll go through the English, and then I'll ask my, can I call you sidekick? I'll ask Ryan to read half of the purport, and then if Rob is around and he wants to read the second half, that'd be great. Okay, so here we go. Yasman no dvijate lokan no bijate chayaha harsha vayo vigayar muktaya sa chame priyaha. Translation: He by whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Okay, so take her away. Take her away, Ryan.
All right. A few of a devotee's qualifications are further being described. No one is put into difficulty, anxiety, fearfulness, or dissatisfaction by such a devotee. Since a devotee is kind to everyone, he does not act in such a way as to put others into anxiety. At the same time, if others try to put a devotee into anxiety, he is not disturbed. It is by the grace of the Lord that he is so practiced that he is not disturbed by any outward disturbance. Actually, because a devotee is always engrossed in Krishna consciousness and engaged in devotional service, such material circumstances cannot move him. Generally, a materialistic person becomes very happy when there is something for his sense gratification and his body, but when he sees that others have something for their sense gratification and he hasn't, he is sorry and envious.
Rob, would you like to do the honor of reading the rest, which is two sentences?
I need my glass.
Can you read it more clearly here, perhaps?
And he is expecting some retaliation from an enemy. He is in a state of fear. And when he cannot successfully execute something, he becomes dejected. The devotee who is always transcendental to all these disturbances is very dear to Krishna.
Thank you so much, Rob. And Ryan, the two R's. And I'm sandwiched in the middle of these two great souls. Okay, so, it happens more than once that Arjuna is asking Krishna, can you give me a picture? Paint me a picture, in other words, of someone that is saintly. Because I think most people are looking for a good role models and someone that they can get inspired by, buy into their, high moral character. And somebody's just got good character. I think everyone craves for that. There's no doubt about it. And there are people in the world that offer those kind of qualities. So here's one way that Krishna answers this question, which is not the first time. It comes up in the Gita. It says, here are some of the symptoms. We're talking about an individual who doesn't disturb others, doesn't go out of the way. In other words, will step out of the way and is equipoised in happiness and distress. We heard a little bit about that before, way back in chapter 2, where Krishna is telling Arjuna that keep your equilibrium, in the sense that when there's happy conditions and sad conditions, some or other, stay grave as much as you can. And it's compared to the winter and summer seasons that are extremes, right? Somehow or other, accept what's coming at you. Storm or no storm, beautiful weather like we're having here right now. You can't be too elated. You have to appreciate it, but it's only here for a little while. And then, in fact, I'm a little superstitious about this. As soon as I get overexcited about something, like say, for instance, we're on the 401, well, the traffic is going so well. And then within 1 minute, then you got a traffic jam. Oh, why did I say that? I shouldn't have leaked it out, So better to keep equipoised and so on like that. And fear and anxiety also do not disturb someone who's conscious, who's in high consciousness. Anybody who reflects these kind of qualities is very dear to the Lord. I think anybody really in their right mind will appreciate individuals who just carry those kind of symptoms. They're always appreciated. They're always going to be loved and respected, and they will be remembered. On the other hand, if we're always living in fear, living in all kinds of insecurities, and then as a result, not knowing what to do and falling into depression, which is very common now, perhaps more than other times. Then you're looking at a population on the rise of these kind of symptoms happening. So keeping an equilibrium is really important. The example that Krishna gives in the Gita, like I'm on the ocean side, right? We're by the Bay of Fundy. Fundy, did I say it right?
Fundy, yeah.
Fundy, thank you. We're having so much fun.
Fundy.
Fun. And we have the highest tide in the world here, highest and lowest, right? So how 20 feet is difference? Or
29.
29 within 1 day.
Average 25.
Within 1 day. Every 6 hours it changes. High tide, low tide. It's amazing. Like you can walk around the bottom of the ocean. Don't stick around too long.
Yeah. Don't park your car down there.
Yeah, that's right. Don't park your car. Yeah, that's right. But some or other, we keep our equilibrium. Why? Because it's going to be up, it's going to be down. And that's all there is to it. Same thing with weather conditions. And here's another example that's given. Generally speaking, sometimes we're talking now about the warming of the planet, the globe, if you want to believe that. A lot of places in the world that maintained a certain level of frigidness, meant that the ocean would be, kept at one level. Now we see it maybe rising. But here's the example that Krishna gives in the Gita. He says, many rivers will flow into the ocean, but it's maintained at one level. Because somehow or other, even though the water flows and dumps itself into the ocean, there's enough going on to pick up water, to evaporate it, turn it into clouds, move it along. It hits some mountains, the rain turns into snow, and it goes back down into a beautiful kind of a cycle. So the example is given that desires may come and enter into your mind. Desires that might be, let's say, not so realistic, not so, let's say if you try to put them into action, it won't work. It's perverse even. Our desires can be very perverse. So Krishna is saying that even though the desires may come, if you're a person of a let's say, of an equilibrium type, you will not be disturbed by these desires. You kind of like just let them come and let them flow out. That's all. You don't take it seriously. So that's the kind of those are the kind of people you want to be able to work with, right? I think Rob and Joanne have worked with different kinds of people, and I think you probably appreciate level-headed individuals, right? They're not up and down. Yeah, sometimes moody people. Yeah, well, they're tough to work with. Moody, in ISKCON, we might say Modi, because we talk about 3 modes of material nature. Modi or moody. And just if some, like when I'm involved in the administration of many of our centers in Canada, or we call it Zone 1, now it includes Alaska. And I just prefer to have managers, people who are going to be part of our board of directors, and so we're just kind of just level-headed, experienced, level-headed, not up and down with mood swings. It's very hard to work with such individuals. Yeah. So that's what Krishna's talking about. It's actually a saintly quality to be able to keep everything sort of just even keel. And when Krishna says something, such people of that character are very dear to me. I think we should take a minute, take a deep breath. Okay, maybe I should try to be like this. Maybe I should try to go in this direction. Rob, I've known you for a long time. You're always level-headed person, isn't it? Isn't it just like?
Yeah, I've never heard him yell.
Listen to this testimony.
Most of the time.
Never heard him yell. This is coming from an outstanding devotee, Joanne. She says about her husband, never heard him yell. And that's true. I never saw you get angry, ever, ever, ever. And
There's a few times, but I'm trying to keep it
here and there. Yeah. So
not in front of you, Maharaj.
well, that's true. I get that all the time. Maharaj, I just need to talk about, my best friend or my spouse, and they do this and that and this and that, and you don't see it because when they see you, you're a Maharaj. They don't show their ugly side, their dark side. Say, I get it. I understand. That happens all. Yeah, I understand. That happens all the time. So you have to really take it for reality when people talk about other individuals. Okay, so anyways, this is the direction we want to go in. I think this has to be embraced, this particular verse, like anything. And I'm just going to jump back to last week's verse. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His or her mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. Wow. So those are good directions. This can apply to anybody, whether you want to be close to God or not. A lot of people these days prefer not to say the word God Okay, why don't you just satisfy the universe then? That means a lot. Just try to satisfy the universe. You know, the bigger picture out there. So those are just some points that we wanted to make. Does anybody have some comments on what we just discussed right here and now? And then that's part of our routine.
Hare
I got a
Krishna.
question.
Yes, go to Chandra. I heard you first. Go ahead.
Yes, Maharaj. I thought that we were very dear to Krishna anyway because we are his creatures. So what is the difference here?
Well, the difference is that we are very dear to him. Don't you wish to become more dear? There's dear, more dear, and dearest. Right? Let's look at a box of mangoes. Okay, you get them from the superstore. What's the big Sobeys? Okay, Sobeys around here. So you get a box of mangoes. They're flown in from Mexico, probably, right? And in that box of mangoes, you've got some mangoes that are ripe. And then there's some mangoes that are a little more than ripe. And then you get some that are like really sweet. The best mangoes are from near Mumbai. They're Alfonso, right? Anybody from India can testify, right? Or anybody spend time there. The best mangoes they're called Alfonso. Not according to me. I like the big ones that are partially green and red, and I like them. They're a little more sour. It's got to be a little. Anyways, it's your
Mangoes. You make me hungry.
yeah. All right. So the point is that it's all good. Krishna's dear to everyone, but why not make the effort to get closer? Like today when we were whale watching, we saw an eagle perched on a nest. And was it the father or the mother? Joanne,
The father.
It was the father that lays on the eggs, you know, while their mother goes and hunts. Okay. So, but it was still far away. Okay. I wasn't satisfied. I'd be honest. I'm in the confessional now, Joanne. I wasn't satisfied enough. So near the end of our whale watching trip, we actually saw 2 bald eagles, and they were perched up on some kind of what are those?
Marker.
A marker, right? And so we were able to get really close. Same thing with the seals. So we were close enough, but not. We wanted to get closer. Same thing with the seals. We saw them from a distance. They're kind of heads bobbing up with their cute eyes like this, and whiskers, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think so. But it was too far away. So near the end of our trip, we got really close to some that were perched on a rock. And Joanne was mentioning, oh, he's like a banana. He's shaped like a banana. And when they get out of the water, they turn a light color. So the point is, yes, we saw them, but we didn't see them close enough until we got to the end. Personally, about the seal of the deal is when we saw the seal close up. Okay, so it's Gaura Chandra. I take well what you're saying. Everyone's dear to the Lord. He's sitting as Paramatma, let's say, neutrally situated. But wouldn't it be nice if we cultivate our actual bhakti or love for him? Isn't it nice that he's looking, we're doing a lot of nonsense, and he's still tolerating us, kind of like a benevolent parent. They look at their kids and they're doing all kinds of crazy things, like in our teenage years. Remember those days?
Yeah, that's it.
Remember those days? Yeah, not so long ago. And even though our teenagers do crazy stuff, we still love them. But once they kind of turn around and mature, then there's this bond that starts to develop, you know, of pride. Oh, finally my son, you know, he's got come to his senses, or my daughter as well, just chilling out now. So, you know, so that's where we want to go with our bhakti. Yes, we are close to the Lord, but we want to get closer, right? That's the point. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments they want to bring up?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was going to comment, but you already said it the best. I was like, well, being patient and equipoise usually comes in with age. You know, one can
Yes.
experience many things, but it's that test of time that gives you that calm.
Yeah, isn't it nice to mature in your years, you know?
No.
Because when you're young and you're looking great, feeling great, like you're Superman or Wonder Woman, you just don't. There's a lot of things you don't see, and because your emotions are up and down. But when you gain a level of equilibrium, then your intelligence kind of opens up. When the senses are on the wild side, our emotions are strong, then your intelligence oftentimes just goes to sleep. That's as simple as that. So may the intelligence wake up, and we will mature by exercising this position of being equipoised. Yes. Thank you very much, Adikarta. Any other comments from near and from far? Yes, Joanne would like to say something. Can I turn this screen over so they can see yourself? I guess.
I was just gonna say, sometimes it's nice to use a number system, like you wake up in the morning and use a number. Today, I feel like a 5 out of 10. And if you feel like an 8 out of 10, maybe you should do some meditation or bring yourself down to 5. If you feel like a 2 out of 10, like you don't want to get out of bed, maybe some like yoga or something, and get back to a 5 out of 10. So sometimes I use it.
Okay.
I don't know if that's,
Yeah.
it works for me because
You
it's
know-
objective and I'm kind of a math person.
Okay, well, Krishna's quite open to all kinds of ideas, and your idea of using figures is, if it works for you, fine. Whatever works to get you to the position. So, like you're saying that if you wake up and you feel like 5 out of 10, then you try to work towards getting up to 10 as
No,
much as
no,
you
you
can.
want to be in the middle.
You want to be in
You
the
want to
middle.
be at the 5.
Okay.
Not too hyper,
All
not
right.
too depressed or something.
Okay, depending on what you mean by, 1
Yeah.
to 10. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I get you. Yeah, sure. So the idea is, to get to that sort of even kind of level of consciousness. Yes, good. So in our tradition, what we do is to try to gain that level of even-mindedness is that we just execute some kind of sadhana. Yes, we do the mantras every day. We get up in the morning, we shower just to get that mode of ignorance off of you. And then you chant some, maybe you get a chance to read a little bit for this very inspiring verse, and then you carry on with everything else you have to do. Yeah, whatever method works. Yeah, that's right. By hook or by crook. Okay, have you ever heard that term? Okay, this is for pirates.
It sounds piratey.
Yeah, it sounds piratey. I was just, you want to show the book, bring the books over. Okay, I was reading a little bit about pirates. They were a wild bunch, I must say. So by hook or by crook, it's an old phrase that probably goes back some hundreds of years. And well, first of all, I've been looking at a book on pirates. Because we're going on the boat, right?
Yarr.
And the way they lived, I don't know how people said, and they didn't survive. Millions, they say millions died on the boats from disease and fights and so on like that, more so than any, like amongst themselves.
Yeah.
So anyways, getting back to like hook or by crook, there's devices, like if you want to get to the rum, you have to open it up by some device, by a hook, like the pirates had like a hook,
Okay.
or by a crook, which is another device similar, to open it up so that you can get to the essence. So you get to the amrita. So Prabhupada used that term, by hook or by crook, whatever method works to get you to where you want to be, or where Krishna wants you to be. Yeah, whatever method works. Good.
It's difficult. This society is very trying to get a reaction. When you say social media, and people spend a lot of time, sometimes get sucked into Facebook and social media, and it's around trying to get you to react.
Yes, yes, right.
Digging at you almost, trying to make you
And
angry or trying to make you sad. Or
they're trying
make you
to,
happy.
yeah.
Their business is to
There's
try
a-
to get a
They're
reaction.
trying to incite you.
Yes, yeah,
Incite you on some level. That's and they do it very good. And some people, they just don't react. They get so desensitized. They don't react at all. So you've got the zombie kind of person, and then you get the others who overreact. But are you still hearing me okay? When I see some people like wrinkles go on their brows, I just think maybe they are not hearing.
We can hear you, Maharaj, but we cannot
You
hear
can't,
them so much. So
you
if you
can't
can,
hear them. So Rob was just saying, you want to just say it one more time
or
loud?
maybe you can paraphrase
Oh, we
what
were
they.
just saying about social media, trying to get a response all the time from us. If we spend too much time on Facebook and these types of things, it might not be healthy
Yes.
because it's made to get a reaction from you.
Yeah, media tends to incite people into emotions that are not necessary to be. Yeah. Good, great. Any other comments from here in St. Andrews, or from anywhere else that's on our crew here in our group? Okay, we've got Ryan who's got something he wants to say. Ryan?
Are we more dear to the Lord even if we are faking being equiposed? Because myself, I am often triggered by a lot of what people say and how people get on, and I'm very much like, I feel envious, but around my Guru Maharaj, I try to be on my best behavior and try not to like be a rascal as much as possible. But I feel like so often I'm just faking being a nice person. And so am I still dear to Krishna for trying, or am I just, fake? Am I just pretending?
Krishna states in the Gita chapter 2, I'm going to give it to you all in Sanskrit. We've gone through this before. Nihabhi kramanashasti pratyavayam nivijate swalpam apyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bayat. Now I'm sure you understand. Okay. So krama, like every step you take, any effort, little effort you make, in the way of devotion, in the way of even improving your character, is a great gain, because Krishna explains Trayate Mahato Bayat. Bayat means fear, and Trayate means to protect you from fear or insecurities. Okay, so make the effort, even if you fake it, but you're trying. Like if some people, I just have to express myself. I'm going to be straightforward with you. Well, if you're straightforward all the time and you just don't know how to control your tongue and your senses, like it's not always the best feeling. Somewhere along the line, we have to exercise controlling the senses and the tongue. Okay. The truth may have to be told, but under certain circumstances, you have to look at the right time, place, and circumstance. So if you're trying, so you're faking it, you're saying, my bhakti isn't real, my emotion's not real, but I'm trying because I'm near my senior this or that. At least you're trying. And Krishna awards anybody who tries. And this is one thing that Prabhupada once said. He said, a Vaishnava, or one who's really a person of good character, is someone who always tries. You may not be successful at it because, frankly, to smooth out the rough edges in our characters takes a lot of work. And it's not going to happen overnight. But if you make an effort, Krishna's very pleased with your endeavor, with your step that you take. So you might want to look at that verse, Nehavi Krama Nashusti Praya Vidyate, etc. So it's a Nehavi Krama. That's in chapter 2. Yeah. So she's got it there because we've gone through this before. Here we go. So Vaishnavi, do you want to read it, Vaishnavi?
Okay. In this endeavor, there is no loss or
Could you
diminution.
just say it a little louder, more clear, slow it down? We're not on the 401 highway.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Okay. Fear meaning insecurity. So again, make an effort, make a step, and just continue that way. Even if you don't, your heart isn't totally there. If you practice something, eventually it will be invoked. But you have to start practicing. You have to start feeling. That's a little endeavor. If you're going to do surgical operations, it's good to have all sterilized clothes. You're wearing white, and then you feel the part. If I was to ride a boat, and I take a little effort, I have to have a skipper cap on.
You need one of these when you drive a boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little endeavor. You put the cap on, and then you feel like you're a skipper. People will feel, oh, it's the clothes you wear, the words you use, the kind of food you eat really will have a great impact on your character.
Now how do
So
I
make
start
that
this?
endeavor. What's this?
Now how do I start the boat?
yeah.
With the hat on.
Yeah, well, a little endeavor. Okay. Okay, anything else then? On this?
Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes, Dharma. Go ahead, Dharma.
So you said earlier what you do, you dovetail your activities for Krishna consciousness. Okay. Whatever you do, you dovetail with your activities with Krishna consciousness. And when you perform the activity, you get some obstacles, you become angry. So how do you manage the situation, because under this verse, you have to be equipoised. How do we overcome this?
Okay, well, just like some techniques, like Joanne was helping us a little bit. She's taking a little time to process it a little bit. Okay, she's thinking, I'm going to use some numbers. She's taking a breath. Okay, and before your ire even gets up, take some time to really analyze. Is it going to be good to release anger, to let the steam off the pot and just it can explode? Take a little time to process. Use your buddhi at this time. Don't let the anger obstruct the use of your intelligence. So take some time. People acting in the sattva gun, modagunas, are thoughtful people. They're not so impulsive. They don't just react. They take a little time. Okay, just want to slap the guy. We'll do a William Smith slap or something like that. Just have to take your time. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's universally known. Okay. So you just have to take the time, take a little time, approach it from a sattvic perspective, not the rajas. Rajas means mode of passion. And we were just looking at a verse. I was helping Ryan to learn a verse, Kama Krisha, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajaguna Samudbhava, which means that passion and lust are connected. Lust, which means strong impulsive desires, they invoke passion and anger, born of passion, and they give birth to, let's say, anger. So anger can be checked by approaching the mode of goodness, being thoughtful, taking a little time before you get angry. I know for myself, it means sleeping on it. You know that term, sleeping on it? You don't have to react right away. There's no reason. Well, it's not that urgent. You might be thinking about the issues that come to us. Most people have issues and need tissues. But if you look at your issue and don't get to the tissue level, it simply means you're giving yourself a little more time to digest it. And what's really helped me is I'll go for a walk and I'll think it all over. I'll think about this circumstance, that circumstance, what he said, what she said, and if we make this decision, it'll probably go this way. If we make that decision, it's going to go into a strange direction. You know, you just take time to process and give yourself some time to talk over the issue with maybe some confidants, some people that are equipoised, you know, level-headed, and you know, take some time instead of flaring up all over the place and doing, you know, let lava, you know, coming out of the volcano. You know, so try to check the lava from coming out and burning up all the houses that are nearby, and simply take some time to think things over. Be a little analytical, if not a lot. Okay, but decisions do have to be made. Okay, great. So thank you, Dharma. Anybody else have some thoughts? Okay, what time are we at right now?
There's no time.
27. Okay, we got 20 minutes left. That's not a problem. So shall we go to the next verse then? Okay, let's do that. And Vaishnavi, I'll ask you to get someone to read the Sanskrit, the translation, and then we'll have 2 people read the purport. So that's 4 people altogether. We can engage, or at least 3. Okay.
Manasi Ganga, you want to start, and then
Manasi Ganga, let's go.
Yes. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my
Hare
humble
Krishna. Yes, I will. I have a few times.
Anapeksha Suchir Daksha Udasino Gata Vyataha Sarvaramba Parityagi Yomad Bhakta Same Priya. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me.
Okay,
Uday,
thank you very much.
Uday, do you
Yes.
want to?
Uday, yeah.
Uday,
Yeah.
can you read
Yes, yes.
slightly slowly? So,
Okay. Hare Krishna. Money may be offered to a devotee, but he should not struggle to acquire it. If automatically, by the grace of Supreme, money comes to him, he is not agitated. Naturally, a devotee takes a bath at least twice in a day and rises early in the morning
Slow down.
for
Slow
devotional
down.
service.
Slow down. We're going to
Thus,
give you a ticket. We're going to give you a ticket for speeding.
okay, thus he
Okay,
is
slow down a little bit.
thus he is naturally clean, both inwardly and outwardly. A devotee is always expert because he fully knows the essence of all activities of life and he is convinced of the authoritative scriptures.
Thank you
devotee-
so much. Thank you. That's great. We'll get one more person.
Vasanta, you want to go?
Hare Krishna, yeah. A devotee never takes the part of a particular party, therefore is carefree. He is never pained because he is free from all designations. He knows that his body is a designation. So if there are some bodily pains, he's free. The pure devotee does not endeavor for anything which is against the principles of devotional service. For example, constructing a big building requires great energy, and a devotee does not take to such business if it does not benefit him by advancing his devotional service. He may construct a temple for the Lord, and for that he may take all kinds of anxieties, but he does not construct a big house for his personal relations.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, we have a verse here that expresses what pleases Krishna, where he sees that you're very dear to me. And again, it sort of boils down to attitude, you know, isn't it? Attitude. What kind of an attitude do you bear? There's many different attitudes out there. I will just ask any of you very openly, have you observed certain attitudes from people wholesome or non-wholesome. Give some examples, please. Okay.
Maharaj, I got a good example.
You got
Saturday,
it. Great. Thank you, Adi Karta. Yeah, go jumping, and I love that. Go ahead.
Saturday, me and the baby, we're at the golf course. All right. We're just at the golf course. I naturally dress like this all the time. The people at the golf course know this. They've been knowing me for years. I've been wearing a shamak for years, right? Since I got a haircut when my kids were little. So my tilak, something I've been wearing for the last 2 years. So this guy, he sees me, no right hand up to Krishna. There's two guys in front of me. There's an older guy. I say, can me and my son play with you? He says, of course. So he's walking the course. We're walking the course. There's two guys behind us in the golf cart. They're drinking. They're like, hey, what's going on? And then they look, they see the tea light. They put the beverages down. They're like, hey, you're cute kid. I'm like, oh, thanks. This guy comes from the parking lot, sees me. He's like, he's looking like this through the fence. He's like, I'm like, what's wrong with that guy? He's like, he runs from the other side, comes in. He stops. He goes, I was like, Hare Krishna. He's like, there it is. I knew I've seen it before. It's been years. I thought you guys were gone. I was like, I was like, no. He says, please let me get you a golf cart. I said, I don't need a golf cart. I'm walking with this guy right here, and I want to tire this guy out that's next to me so that he can, so that when I leave here, I can drive home and then put him in the bed and I can just hang out with my wife. He's like, was there anything I could do for you? I was like, chant Hare Krishna. He was like, tell me all the way. So we sat there in front of 8 guys, and we all chanted Hare Krishna. The guys that were drinking was like, I look at them, they're like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we all chanted Hare Krishna. So yes, a good attitude and just being who you are, people will genuinely come to you. Like, they want to be, people want to know what makes somebody else happy. And if you have something like love of God in your heart, people can feel that. Just like any other vibration, they can feel something heavy being moved down the street. They can feel something, a cool breeze walk by them, and they're like, I want some of that. So yeah, we run across genuine people all the time, and you run across those other people that are just kind of like, they just need a little bit more time.
We all like your story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Okay, so the people that you met at the golf course, they demonstrated some fairly healthy attitudes. Is that correct? That's where we're going with
Yes,
this.
we're going with when people feel in their heart that they identify with something, they're as genuine as they possibly can. So for that gentleman, he didn't remember what the name of the symbol was. He knew that he saw Hare Krishnas way back when he was younger, and they gave him a good feeling. So he was already off the golf course and finished, but knowing that somebody brought him happiness being a Hare Krishna years ago, he wanted to come see one. You know what I mean? Hey, how are you? Can I do something for you? Please, please, please. It's like, no, it's okay. There's nothing I need. So run across those genuine people.
Sounds to me like he had a generous attitude because of the good experience he had from the past. By let's say interacting with someone who made him feel good. Okay, beautiful. That's an attitude. Great. Any other examples of attitudes, good or bad?
I want to talk about any bad attitudes after such a great story like that. Stick with good attitudes.
All right. Okay. So we can appreciate that Krishna also likes healthy attitudes. I think one of the worst attitudes that I come across these days is just the attitude of an entitlement. People feel that I deserve everything, and I've got my rights, and they don't have any wrongs. And there's a lot of that kind of spirit that's very detrimental to building relations with people in general. I find that's a very, very denigrating kind of attitude. You cannot be productive in that way. You become demanding, and you lose all your friends. So, any other examples of good attitudes? Then, because Rob's suggesting, let's stick to the good ones. Yeah.
Can I say something? Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes. Is this Arjun?
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Arjun, we never see you.
Okay, I'll turn the video on.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
No.
Can you see me now?
Okay. Wait a minute. Where are you? Where did you go? Where did you go? Okay, anyways, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Oh.
Okay, but go
I
ahead.
turned the video on.
Go ahead. Tell us.
Okay, so every year we do the Hatha Yatra in Clearwater Beach, and I think it's the commissioner. I think that's who it was. He was saying that because of Gainesville, the Krishna lunch program, he said there was no way I could afford $5 the meal. He didn't know it was prasad, but he still had the connection, with Krishna lunch, and he said they always treated me good. It was nice. I actually could graduate, and because of that, he said that the Hare Krishnas had the key to the Hatha Yatra this year and every year that I am commissioner because of the treatment that he had.
Okay, this is in Gainesville, right?
Yeah, in Gainesville, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Gainesville. I'll give you a little background to all the people that are here. So for 50 years, almost 50 years.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Maharaj.
Okay, you've been running a food program, like good, tasty prasada, and for 50 years in the park, outside on the grass, and of course the weather conditions are quite different there, but affordable meals that students can. And I've met people too on the plane. Are you Hare Krishna? One guy says to me, "You guys help me through school. I couldn't afford good food. You guys help me." So what you're saying, Arjuna, is that the commissioner or the mayor, some dignitary there in your area, just saying that we're giving you the keys to the city or something like that. Just a reward. Thank you for helping so many students get through a difficult time.
Yeah.
Arjun, you're in Tampa now, right?
Yes.
You're in Tampa, yeah. We have
So they have this beach called Clearwater Beach. He's the mayor there. So either the mayor or the commissioner. And he said
I
that
know Clearwater. Yeah.
So he says that to God when they do the Hatha Yatra.
You plant a seed and you don't know where it's gonna go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now he's in charge of the town.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yep. Beautiful. That's a nice attitude.
That's great.
Warm, welcoming, positive, like that. Anybody else got good stories to say about good attitudes? We still have a little time. Moksha Leela, you always have a good attitude. We didn't hear from you today. You have
Hare
two
Krishna Maharaj.
lovely children. You got a fantastic, husband, and what is it? What kind of attitude is coming your way?
I want to share one that recently happened. So I was in a park with, as you mentioned, kids. I was in a park with my kids, and I was sitting and chanting. And a lady from afar, she was observing me and looking at me. And I thought like she's trying to say something, but she was like giving me a very nice look with a smile. So I said, Hare Krishna. And then she was like, I was feeling so shy to come to you, but I wanted to talk to you. I said, yes, go ahead. Do you have any question? And she was like, I was looking for something that I can connect with. I was always thinking that if I can meet with someone who can connect me to some spiritual thing, and then I met with you. I said, yeah, why not? So why don't you join a Friday class? And she asked, what is that? So I explained about the Bhakti Rich, what we are reading, what we are doing. And she was so happy, and she said that, yeah, of course I would like to join. And then I asked her, and then she joined, and then now like she's so happy. Like every time she called me and asked me different questions, and she's asking me more how I can come to temple and everything. So I mean, that's
Well,
the
that's good.
attitude I find.
So the attitude was one of someone was curious, and their curiosity brought them to a space where some questions could be answered. She felt some relief. That's nice.
Yeah.
She had a sense of openness. She was open-minded, open-hearted.
Yes, Maharaj.
We all like the stories.
Yeah, very
Am I
nice.
the only one who clapping? I saw some seals today, and I learned.
That was a good story.
What time do we have now?
Probably a few minutes.
3 minutes?
Okay, so we're getting close to the finish line. Usually we have a session where takeaway, we go for good takeaways. I would like to ask any of you or all of you to give me a good takeaway, but it has to be really short. Please don't give me your life story. I don't want an autobiography. Just give me something really short. What was something that resonated with you in our discussion today? Now, either from Prabhupada's purport, Krishna's verse, anything that Ryan or anybody had to say here. Please, now is your opportunity. Do we have time? I think we'll take the time. Okay, give ourselves 5 minutes, that's all. That's the cutoff point. Okay. Vaishnavi, with your expertise, let's get rolling.
Okay, Anuttama Das, your mic is on. Please go.
Anuttama,
ahead.
let's go, Anuttama.
Yes, so to not put others in
1
difficulty.
minute.
Yes. Yeah, right there in the beginning. Do not put any. Love it, love it. Good. Next.
Look at that. Mansi Ganga.
Manasi Ganga.
So the verse I got inspired is with very little effort we do in devotional service for Krishna. Krishna protects from greatest danger in life.
Great. Any little endeavor protects us. Good. Next.
Adhikata.
Adhikarta, go ahead.
Stay calm and equipoised.
Okay. Be equipoised.
Yeah, be equipoised and stay calm.
Yeah, keep calm and carry on. Right.
Arjuna.
Be more dear to Krishna.
Arjuna, what was yours, please?
Even though you're dear to Krishna, try to become more dear to Krishna.
Become more dear to Krishna. Yes, thank you. Step forward.
Gaurachandra and then Gaunam.
Gaurachandra.
Yes, my favorite thing was that Rob rarely gets angry, and I'm completely the opposite.
Someone's being generous.
That's good to hear that someone rarely gets it.
Thank you.
Maharaj, I like the board captain is hosting you and looking after you so nice. That's what I like it.
Okay, it's nothing to do with the verse or anything like that. The captain,
Boat captain is
Mr. and Mrs.
here.
Well, the admiral beside. You're all welcome to visit anytime.
Yeah, it's in St. Andrews. Look at on the mark on your map.
Come and see us or visit us in your hearts.
Yes. You'll have a wonderful time. You'll be treated nicely. Okay, Vaishnavi, go ahead.
Arjuna.
Achyuta.
Oh no, sorry. Mokshalila.
I like the one, Maharaj. Even though we pretend to be good, Krishna reciprocate.
Rohini.
Make it.
Take it till you make it.
Take it till you make it. Good line.
Always thinking Krishna. Protect.
Rohini, you have to speak up, please.
Always thinking Krishna is protector.
Krishna is your protector. Bravo, yes. Sweeta, what about you?
I said that we should be in a service attitude and always be open to people that are curious about Krishna consciousness.
Okay, service attitude. Anybody who's curious, open up to them, tell them what you know. Yes, wonderful. Great.
Uday.
Uday, tell us.
For me, it's more like not having a knee-jerk reaction to everything and taking time to think through things and then
Process, take
reacting.
time to process.
Yeah.
Okay,
for me, like
fantastic.
that's that.
Uday, that's very good. Uday, we miss looking at your face, so, but, you still have a chance. There you go.
There you
Yay!
are.
Smiling like the sun. Woo-hoo.
There you are.
Okay.
Vasanta,
Vasanta. Please, Vasanta, please.
Hare Krishna. I think this world is like a school where Krishna gives us trophy for effort.
I didn't follow.
We get a trophy even for efforts, putting in some effort to.
Effort, yeah, you get a trophy.
Trophy for effort. Yeah. Bravo. Nice, nice. Good.
Gunam,
Hare Krishna
Poonam?
Maharaj. Hare Krishna
Haribol.
Maharaj. Yeah.
Yes.
Always Krishna consciousness.
Always.
Krishna consciousness.
Consciousness.
Say it again,
Always.
please. I didn't catch it. Can you please say it again for everyone's clarification? Slowly.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Always Krishna consciousness.
Always Krishna.
Consciousness.
Always Krishna consciousness. Okay, great. Anybody else here? Ryan?
Yes,
Sleep,
Prabhu.
sleep on it if you have to. Sleep on it.
Yeah, sleep on an issue, sleep on it. Right. That doesn't mean you oversleep.
Especially not with Maharaj.
No. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yes, Manasi Ganga Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So my takeaway is that if you are angry, don't punch at the person. Think cool and try to calm down.
But if you get angry, you want to punch somebody, what did you say?
Punch anyone. Don't punch the person.
Don't punch the person. That's a good one. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I guess we've gone through almost everyone. That's there. Did I miss anybody? How about Anantashish? I didn't see him today.
Yeah, he is not in the meeting because, my brother is visiting us from California. Surprisingly. So he is with
No
me.
problem. Okay. What about you? What's your takeaway about Vaishnavi?
I like that Neha Bikramanashosti Pratyava, even the smallest, like Vasanta said, we get the trophy even for our trying. So
Yeah, just for trying, you get rewarded, you get closer to Krishna. Okay, I hope we didn't miss anybody. Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll get together next week, and let's see, we're getting close to finishing the paragraph, and for 3 more weeks. Thank you very much, everybody, for being on board. Hope that was helpful. All right, so let's Vancha
Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye.